and the video is ready for you to follow. If you're here for the first time, you will have to backtrack a bit to watch my video on how to make the pattern for this dress. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to sew this dress, which is a cowl sleeve dress with goded pieces at the bottom. I absolutely love this dress. It turned out exactly the way I wanted it to, and I'll be wearing it on my birthday on the 5th of November. I've made this video before then, obviously. So for you to see how I'll be styling this dress, make sure you're following me on Instagram at Ejoma Sewing Diary. I'm currently on the hunt for the perfect location so I can take awesome pictures. Okay then, let's go ahead and start already. Now don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out on all my juicy diary entries. The subscribe button is just down there below. And also, give this video a like if you want to see more of this kind of videos from me. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. My name is Ijeoma, and welcome to my sewing diary. The materials you will need are your completed manipulated pattern, your fabric of choice. I'm using about 2.5 inches of this lovely silk fabric, basting and matching thread, needle, tailor's chalk, a coin which is purely optional, pins, safety pin, invisible zip, measuring tape, and interface. I'll leave the full list as well as all associated links in the description box below. Cut your fabric according to the instructions on your pattern. Also cut two 1-inch wide interface pieces, the length of the zip. This is to stabilize your zip. That's all you will need from your interface. I decided to go with black interface as it is more in tune with my fabric, and lucky for me, I had some scrap lying around. You'll also need to cut 2 long strips in your main fabric, about 1.5 inches wide, and this is for your straps. And then a small rectangle piece of fabric about 1 inch by 2 inches, basically enough to enclose your coin. Mark notches at all seam intersections, waist mark, hip mark, and notch marks made below. For patterns cut on fold, snip off a little off the top for indication. For the goded pieces, mark notches at the notch marks and flare points too, while also marking notches at the seam intersection. Starting with your back pieces, go ahead and pin and press your interface to your center back like so. On the right side, mark your 1-inch zipper allowance in from your center back and pin your zip, starting 1/2 inch in from the top, placing right side on right side, and with the teeth facing the bulk of the fabric on one of your back pieces. When you're done pinning, close the zip and then locate where you have made notches at the center back. Transfer the notches to both sides of your zip with your tailor's chalk, open the zip, and pin it on the other back piece, right side on right side, and with the teeth at the bulk of the fabric and matching notches. Stitch very close to the zipper teeth with your zipper foot and close the bottom when you're done. And then press open your seam. Then with right side on right side, go ahead and pin your front and back pieces together at the side and sew with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, pressing open your seam allowance when you're done. Please ignore all the loose thread. I will be overlocking at the end so I don't lose my seam allowance. but I must admit though, I started getting overwhelmed with all the loose thread at some point. I needed to sew fast enough so that I could clean them out quickly. So back to the steps. With your needle and basting thread, and on the main dress, mark all your notch marks where your gilded pieces will connect back to the main. This is because we're going to be making little notches on the main dress to expand the curve, and we don't want to mix all the notches together. Go ahead and make small 1/8 inch notches on the curves of the main, and then starting with the middle back gilded piece and with right side on right side, first pin the gilded to the main matching notches. You will notice that the gilded piece is looking bigger than the curve. So spread the rest of the curve on the main bodice to fit into the gilded piece, and then pin all through the curve. When you're done pinning, baste the pieces together so they don't move, and then go ahead and do this for all the curves. Afterwards, go ahead and stitch together with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Now, the way I did mine was to first stitch around all the curves, and then I attached the gilded pieces at the sides. It just made it a lot easier for me. Press open all seam allowances when you're done. With right side on right side, pin the front and back facing at the side, sew with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and press your seam allowance open afterwards. Pin and sew the sides of your rectangle piece of fabric. If you're sewing with silk like I am, don't bother trimming the seam allowance when you're done sewing, just overlock it if you must. Press your long strips together right side on right side, and then stitch on the wrong side, turning it inside out with your safety pin when you're done. Cut a total of 4 1.5 inches length of strips or straps from the longer strap. What I did was I cut 2 from each, and then also insert your coin into the little rectangle. Then on the right side of your front dress, pin the rectangle coin bag to the center front and 2 of the little strips at the shoulder tips. Now they should all be facing the bulk of the fabric so that you'll be sandwiching them between the main dress and the facing. I ended up correcting that of the front shoulder tip later. Also pin the strips on each side of the back too, facing down and crossing the legs where you have pinned. They should be the same distance from the zip on each side. And then go ahead and pin your facing to your dress by placing right side on right side and capturing the loops and coin bag. You'll be pinning round the front and back necklines and front armhole. Sew all pinned areas with a 1/2 inch seam allowance and press down. Then go ahead and overlock your raw edges. Yay! My local tailor finally had black thread. I was too thrilled when I noticed. Now, just to let you know, I had to make some little adjustments at the center back, and that's why mine looked a little wonky. One of which I have since corrected in my pattern making video, and the other was because I did not want to touch my side seams because the edges were fraying a little too much for my liking. So I wanted to fold in my hem, but since my overlock at the hem looked good enough, I decided to leave as is after 2 days of deliberation. And you're done! So this dress is so simple to make, but looks so classy in my opinion. And I can't wait to dress up on my birthday. Well, fingers crossed that I don't make something else before then. So stick around by subscribing so you're up to date on what else we'll make together. And don't forget to like and comment. Until next time, see you later. Bye.